good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning to whoever is listening to this podcast. Welcome to the second episode of Conversations with Stephen. I'm really grateful that you have decided to listen to this podcast. My name is Stephen Izu, and thank you for being a part of this show. If you listen to the first episode, I am really grateful, and I thank God for the opportunity to be able to bring to you this second episode. Well, today I'll be talking about something very important and something very crucial to our lives. And I have a friend of mine I have a friend of mine here with me. Not like physically here with me, but I connected with him remotely. So we are going to be discussing about something very important. So for this episode, the title for this episode is Friendship. And having a friend or not having a friend is a very crucial part of our lives as we grow. And today we are going to be talking about that. So let me introduce the guest to you. His name is Chukwuemeka Mba-Onu, but I call him Emeka for short. Like who wants to be calling Chukwuemeka all the time? You can just call him Emeka for short. And well, if you stand beside him, he's going to be on the lower side of the ground. You can find out what that means. Emeka, I'm so sorry. Welcome.
No, it's cool.
Emeka, welcome.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you. It's cool.
Welcome to Conversations with Stephen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for this privilege. This is the second episode, and when I saw my name on that flyer that you sent to me, I was like, what? What's this? I was so I was blown away. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm actually never okay these days, but today is one of my better days, so I'm fine.
That's nice. Yeah, so Emeka is a student, just like I am also a student, and we'll quite get along, hopefully. So Emeka, we are going to start immediately. So I'm just going to ask you some questions, and then thereafter you will have the opportunity to say how you feel and what you know about friendship. Once again, the title of this episode is Friendship. Emeka, what is your first memory of being friends with someone?
That's actually a question I've thought about for a while, like on various occasions. I know my oldest friend, but I don't know when we became friends. That's just funny. We were sort of, my oldest friend, you know him also, is Faithful.
I know him. Yeah.
I think I've known Faithful all my life. I just don't know when we met. It's been ages because our parents were friends long before we came, and so we just continued like that. So it's been ages. I don't know.
That's nice. So how do you rate your friendship with him at the moment? Is it normal or is it still good?
Yeah, it's still good, but he's my oldest friend, but he's not my closest friend. Right? We have this relation. We're still cool with each other, and he comes around at times. We have fun, but there are levels to friendship. But
of course.
He's he's one of my close friends. But you said I should rate it, so yeah, exactly.
You wanted to give the friendship a rating. Go on.
I was thinking maybe 7 over 10.
Okay, no problem. That's a really nice rating, honestly. Yeah. Okay. Have you made any friends, or have you made any friend over the internet?
Wow. Well, I'm trying to remember from over a long period of time, but more recently, yes. I don't know if like before this lockdown or long time ago, because during school time I'm rarely online and everything, but this lockdown has brought school online, so most of the time
Mm,
I'm online now. Well, so yeah, I've made I think about two friends online since this
that's
lockdown.
nice. That's nice. Have you ever met them in person? Like the persons that you made friends with?
I've met only one in
Okay.
person, and it's quite funny because I have no memory of it. You know,
Wow.
I met this girl online on a WhatsApp group,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking for months before we realized that we attended the same nursery school and the same primary
Wow.
school. That's
Wow.
two different schools, and we were
Wow.
classmates. So it was
Wow.
quite. You just say small world, because I don't know how else to put it.
That's honestly mind blowing. Recently, I've been
Yeah,
praying to
it is.
God to link me up with my primary school mates. I have actually connected with one of them, but I really
Uh-huh.
hope to connect with many of them
More.
in the coming days and coming weeks. I'm very, very happy about that. So,
That's really nice.
what's your current relationship with them? Like, how often do you speak with them, and like the people that you met online? Do you still speak with them now as much as when you
This
met them?
Well, now not as much as when I met them, but it's not because of the friendship being the
Mm,
relationship diminishing. It's just these days I'm mostly anytime I'm online, I'm mostly on my schoolwork. I'm mostly busy, so we used to talk late into the night before, but when you have to
school
work,
and
and then
assignment and all of that.
yeah, school assignments, everything. It's just because my school recently became just they became serious with the online work
Mm,
towards the end, towards these later months. So but we still do talk every day we do talk every day.
that's nice. That's cool. I'm really, really happy that you maintain your friend, that you maintain your relationship with your friend, and that you try your best to keep it going, even though you are busy. That is really a good thing to do. Because as
Yeah,
people grow,
thanks.
my mom told me something one time. She told me that there's something that she did as she grew up that she doesn't want me to do that. And I was like, what's that? She said that she had a lot of friends, but she couldn't keep up with them. And being honest is not her fault, because in primary school you don't have anything to think about. You just go to school,
Yeah.
eat. Then as you begin to grow, a time comes you get work. So throughout the day you're working, and then you get married, and then you have a lot of things on your head. So it's not easy to maintain friendship. But I'm really happy that despite how busy you have been able. That's really nice stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
thanks. I do try.
you're welcome. What is your criteria of being friends with someone? Like, if you meet someone, because of course there are estimated seven there are estimated over 7 billion people in the world. So there's a very high chance that we'll meet a lot of people in our lives, a lot of people. Of course, not all the 7 billion, but a lot of people. So what is your criteria for being friends with someone who you meet for the first time? What makes you to become a friend with someone?
I think there's not much there is for me. I just feel it's having something in common. It always starts from having something in common, maybe doing something together. Like the other guy who I haven't met before, he's in Japan, and
Japan.
we met. Yeah, we met over a gaming app, right?
I see.
We're just supposed to. Because then I had so much free time on my hands, so I joined this online league for gaming, and he was the first person I was to play. And usually people just come there, and then
play and go.
we just exchange IDs, and play and go. But he actually started the conversation, and I didn't just want to ignore or leave him hanging. And since then, I think this was in March. So
March.
since then we've been talking almost every day. So it just starts with something in common, and then we have, we just talk about stuff and, try and bond, and just, I don't know, it just happens.
That's nice. That's really cool. So that's nice actually. Actually, me also this holiday, I had when this COVID-19 pandemic came. It was also mine was also in March. I had a lot of time for almost 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I was gaming all the time, and of course it was online also. I met a few people, but of course when you win, some people don't not be happy. So when I try to create friendships with some, they'll be like, "Get out of here."
Yeah.
And then
I do get that. Yeah.
So, and then some other people, when they win you, they will be the ones to come and message you. They'll say they want to play again.
Yeah.
So that's just it. Actually, it was nice because I met new people, and of course I didn't really. Although one of them said I should send him my contact, like my email, but I didn't really fancy it actually, because to me it was just gaming. So, but yeah. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, it was like the way you explained it. I think it's the same that happened to me. You see, I played this guy, and I practically dominated that match, right? But somehow he still won.
That's PES 2020 now.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Mine was FIFA.
And somehow
FIFA
he still won. Oh,
yeah. Continue.
So he was like, I was really salty about it. Like, how did he just win? 3 shots on target, 3 goals, just like that. And I'm, firing, and his keeper wasn't even a very good keeper. So I was kind of salty about it, and he just came at, he didn't actually gloat about it. He was like, he was even apologizing, I think, that it was a cheesy win and everything. So I was like, this guy's kind of nice. And then he helped me build a new squad, like that would be cool. Better.
That's wonderful.
So it was, some people are actually really nice, and then I just felt, this guy's a nice guy, a cool guy. So that's just how we kicked off.
Yeah. Well, among your friends right now, how many people do you consider your best friends? Or let me see, what percentage of your current friends do you consider your best friends?
Well, best friends.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have many close friends.
I see. Yeah, I see.
But I would say the best of my friends. I don't know the percentage because I don't know how many friends I have. Like, I don't.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I would say, wow, there are about 4, or 5. I think 4.
4. I see. That's cool.
Yeah, there are about 4 of them. So, I don't know.
So they are closer to you
the kind of person. Yeah, I'm not the kind of person.
So these 4 guys are closer to you than others.
Yeah, they are. They are closer to me than others.
Okay. You were saying something.
Yes, I was saying I'm not the kind of person. I've never really, had the best friend. Like,
I see.
I'll just pick one person, and so I don't know how to explain it, but
that's
my closest friends
usually for girls. It's that one.
Yeah. Best friend. Like,
yeah, thank you so much, Emeka. We are making good progress. We've gone halfway actually in the questioning, and I still have a few more questions to ask you before I'll give you the opportunity to say what you think and how you feel about friendship. How crucial are your friends to your life? How crucial are your friends to your life?
Well, very, very, very crucial. Because you actually there are some things you have, there's some situations you might be in, and you want someone to talk to, right? But not just someone. I mean, you can talk to anyone. You want someone who is at your level, like who can see things from your point of view, your perspective, who can talk who can talk with your own voice, So you want something like that. So you have to, friends are important for that. When you want someone to talk to, when you want someone to help you see things, right?
And
but
you cherish
still
that
within your own range. Huh?
I said, and you cherish that so much.
Yeah, I do. My friends are really important to me.
Is it considering this now, like considering what you just said, is it okay to have friends that are older than you or younger than you? Like, I'm not talking about like 1 or 2. I mean, is it okay to have friends that are like maybe 5 to 10 years older than you and maybe 5 to 10 years younger than yourself? Is it okay to have such friends?
Well, yeah, I think it's also it's perfect, because you need, I think that variety is important. So because you also need that experience, someone who has been through stuff, right? And can tell you when you need that sort of help, can tell you this is what you do, this is how you should go about it. Yeah, I think that's also very important. And for friends younger than you, I mean, as you've been helped, I mean, you should also be able to help some others. So I think that's also fine.
Cool. Yeah. Do you have any of such friends? Do you have any of such people as friends? Like people that are older than you or younger than yourself?
Younger than me, I won't say, because firstly, most of my friends here in South Africa are older than me, like way older than me. So I don't have much friends, and most of my friends back in Nigeria are about my age, considering I wasn't one of the oldest in our class back in high school. But I wouldn't say I have friends way younger than I am, but for friends older than me, I have considerable.
Maybe as you grow, you get small friends that are younger than yourself.
Yeah, I think that would be the only.
How do you maintain this type of friendship? Like, if someone close to you, like if it's someone the same age bracket as you can find something in common, maybe find how your childhood was. But how do you maintain a friendship with someone whose childhood was totally different from yours? Maybe let's say someone that was born when we were born, like in the early 2000s, when mobile phone was coming into the scene, television was the deal breaker, and then there was mobile phone wasn't as popular as it is now. The digital world wasn't really expanded. Then compared that with somebody who was born, let me say 10 or 5 years ago. So how can you maintain friendships across generations?
It still comes down to what I said. You have to find something in common. It always starts with something in common. You don't just a friendship that doesn't have that backbone. I don't see it lasting. Just so friendships with people that are way older, I guess. For you to even be friends with someone who has who had a totally different childhood, and still have something in common, it shows you that that person, you guys are actually meant to be friends. Because you won't find a lot of people who have that age difference, mixing together like that. So if you find, there are just things that just happen. So if you find someone like that, well, that's really great for you. And another thing with people, my friends who are way older than me, I make sure, because it's easy to when you're among your friends of the same age bracket as you are, you can talk anyhow, you can say anything. But when you're with people who are way older than you, despite though they are your friends, you have to maintain that there should be some level of respect, some accord you should show them, more than
Your age mate.
you would normally show someone, of your age, who's your age mate, exactly. So that's, I believe it's one of the keys to keeping friends who are way
That's
older
nice.
than you.
That's really
And as
cool.
for those younger than you, and as for those younger than you, you also be careful not to, there has to be also that kind of respect, because I believe people who are younger than you, friends who are younger than you, would look up to you. You understand me? So there should be that kind of feeling you have, that you're basically sort of a role model to this guy. Though he's your friend, you guys are friends, but you don't want to come off as being, I don't know how to put it now, irresponsible.
Like a
That's the
lord over
word. You
them.
don't want to come. You don't want to. You also don't want to lord over them. You don't want to say, I'm older than you, and so no, it's a friendship. You guys are basically on the same level, but there should also be that
something in common.
level of,
That's cool. Wow, Emeka, it's been so nice having you. But of course, we still have a few more questions to go, like a few more questions. Well, our current world is totally. I was speaking with somebody a few days ago, like 1 or 2 days ago, and he told me that the current world is 180 degrees different from the world 5 to 10 years ago. There have been rapid changes in every single sector of life, and everything is so different. So maintaining friendships now is so different from before. To maintain friendships, in fact, I remember when I was a child, I on Saturdays or on some selected days, me and my sisters, we usually go to visit some of our friends. Maybe this week we'll go to this person's house. This next week we'll go to this other person's house. There were no mobile phones. There was no Facebook. Maybe 2005 was done on Facebook, but we didn't really have Facebook then. So there was no Instagram and all of that. So how do you maintain friendship now? Like, how can you maintain friendship and not just maintain it? Like, how do you maintain friendships and maintain them at a high quality and at a high standard in our time, even like considering the way the world is right now?
Well, firstly, the way the world is right now, the world now has, as you said, it has totally changed, especially during this time of pandemic where you can't see your friends, you can't hang out physically. So it all boils down to technology now. I think, firstly, you have to, you should be able to check up on your friends. And I'm not saying it like, because there are levels to this. There's a degree to which, because I believe, some people, as a person, you would expect some people who are your friends, to check up on you, from time to time. But you should also, because a lot of people are going through a lot of things, and you should also be able to check up on others. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because some people just expect that from people. They just expect, this guy hasn't texted me, hasn't hit me up in a while, he hasn't hit me up in a long time. Are we still guys? Are we still friends? Something like that. But you should also understand that maybe this guy is going through something, right? Maybe this guy he's not able to text me because of so and so. So let me text him. So we should be able to check up on people from time to time. We should be interested. Should show interest in, what's going on in our friends' lives. Ordinarily, you would meet your friend. You guys will just chat, and you can see what's going on based on expression, facial expression and everything. But now that we're all online, we accept you're breaking lockdown rules, you won't be able to get that.
It's harder.
Yeah, exactly. So you should just show interest. You can text, how are you, what's up, how you doing, stuff like that, and just try and involve yourselves in each other's lives. I think that's the best way as at now during this pandemic.
What in your opinion are the causes for the breakdown or discontinuity of friendships? Like, what for you are the causes or are the reasons why friendships don't last for a long time?
Well, there are actually a lot.
Okay.
Personally for me, last year was a very tough year for friendships for me. I don't know. People say they're introverted, they're extroverted. I don't know which one I am, but I know I find it difficult to make friends. So, as at last year, which was my second year here in South Africa, I didn't have that many. I did have friends, but not that many, and a lot of them were. Most of my friends went in my classes, so I would come to class and sit down. Yeah, and and back here, friends I had for a long time, I was losing so many of them, so it was actually kind of a tough year. So why I'm saying that I couldn't make, it was difficult for me to make friends is that sometimes you feel, I'm saying this because sometimes the reason why you lose your friendships may not be because of that person, right? It might be because of you, but unknown. Like you might feel it's them, it's this other person, but it's you. What happened to me was I felt I had so many, falling out. I was just expecting some things from my friends that they didn't fulfill, and it wasn't sort of their fault as much as, because I totally blame them, like, nah, this is not my fault. But later I got to see that I just felt that I didn't put in, friendships require work, right?
Yeah, honestly,
they require a lot of work, and I didn't put in that bit that was required of me, while also expecting them to put in there. So it was kind of it was partly my fault. But then there's some other friendships I had that kind of halted or came to an end, just for the same reason, that friendship requires that effort, and I see that I'm putting in effort to a friendship, and then this other person is not as active, and you just feel that why am I wasting my time? I like this person, I want to be friends with this person, I want to be close to this person, and then I'm treated like baggage, or that kind of thing, where you don't feel you're wanted, right? It does happen a lot of times, and I don't know why people would treat others like that, but maybe it's as a result of it might be a grudge, or sometimes maybe you just don't feel a friendship any longer. Sometimes you might need to grow. There's some friendships that aren't good for you. Not that the person is bad, right? But the particular relationship at that stage of your life isn't good for you. You might need to, outgrow that friendship. You might need to just let it go. So there are a lot of things that actually affect relationships, friendships like this.
Wow, that's really, really eye-opening. How do you deal with betrayal and denial by a friend? Like, now it's not your fault. It's so obvious that a friend of yours betrays you and maybe denies you, or like the way we say in Nigeria, you form a handle. So how do you deal with that type of situation?
Well, that is
do you cut
very
off from
tricky.
the friendship, or you try to resolve the issue?
Well, that's why I say it's very tricky. There's some, your first instinct, it depends firstly. It depends firstly on how close the relationship was. Right? There are some people you don't expect some things from, like you don't, and when that kind of betrayal happens, that kind of falling hands, it's like you're just so mad. You're just like, why would you do this? And then the first thing that happens, I don't think when someone betrays you, the first thing your mind will go to is trying to resolve the friendship immediately. No, you have that grudge, even if it's for a little while. That feeling will be there, that that madness at this person. And the first thing you would want, well, the first thing I would want is an apology, but one thing I've understood is that people are different. You don't know what's going on in that other person's mind. You don't know if he or she, I don't know, has his reasons and like his logical reasons, and to you it seems off. So despite wanting an apology, I believe if this person is your really close friend, or has been your really close friend, you can decide to forego that apology, right? You can decide to just try and ask, like what, because there's sometimes we have encounters with our friends, and normally under normal circumstances, if it's just any other person, it wouldn't lead to that much of a fight. But because it's this person who you felt could never have done this to you ever before, so that feeling of disappointment and anger is just
so you take the feeling for a while, and then thereafter you can try to resolve it, but at the initial stage you just hold it in.
Yeah, just don't, because sometimes we tend to overreact. So just my best advice would be to try not to overreact at first. And then there's some other issues where this particular person who is supposed to be your friend has constantly betrayed you, has constantly put you down. That kind of relationship, maybe it might also not be as consciously by the person. Maybe it's just something that happens unconsciously. Those are the kind of friendships I would advise you to grow out of. The person might not be a bad person, might not be a bad influence, so to say, but the fact that you guys don't work together, this person makes you feel bad when you're around, or makes you feel sad, or there's some things you expect and the person is not living up to those expectations. I think, and it's not just once, not twice, constantly it has been happening. The best thing is just to save yourself, just preserve your mental and emotional health, and just give the person space. That's what I advise for those situations.
That is so perfect. Like, that is for me one of the best advice I've ever heard on friendships and how to deal with heartbreaks and betrayals. Thank you so much, Emeka. From the depth of my heart, I'm really grateful. Wow, thank you so much. What do you have to say? What do you have to say about friendship in summary? Like, I've actually asked you all the questions that I had to ask you. So, what can you say in summary about friendships? Just an overview, or maybe if you don't mind, you can share a few of your experiences with us. Yeah. So you have the mic now.
Okay. Well, what I have to say about friendship is, it's not I don't think, personally, I don't believe anything has a general formula. And one of the biggest things I believe it can be, is open to any interpretation, any formula, is friendships, because people are different. I don't think there are two people you find that have exactly the same behavior, even identical twins. It doesn't happen like that. So you just have to always, what you want, what you want out of any relationship you have, and you try to make the best out of it. There's no advice that you can. I don't think there's any one advice, from A to Z. You can apply for every single scenario. You should sit down. For instance, if you have a conflict with someone, you should know what you want out of that at the end of that conflict resolution, and then you should try to work directly towards that. Another thing I've learned over the past year is when you have friendships with people like this, you should try as much as possible to be open. I mean, when I'm saying open, you should say exactly what you think, say exactly what's on your mind. And when I say exactly what you think, sometimes you have outbursts, right? Sometimes you might overreact. That's not, when I say exactly what you think, it's not, I mean from a clear mind, from a clear point of view. When you've analyzed, this situation, this problem you have with someone, you should say exactly how you want to go about solving that issue. If you want to break ties with this person, you should be straight about it, be forward about it. You shouldn't take that person, you shouldn't joke with that person, because he or she might find that relationship serious, although he's the one at fault. So we should try as much as possible to let people know, I'm annoyed with you because of this. I want us to do this because, you get my point.
Yeah.
So
I do.
You shouldn't assume that this other person knows what's on your mind, or this other person should know. Yes, they should know, but you guys have a problem, so obviously they don't know. Right? So what better way for them to know than for you to tell them exactly what it is on your mind? Well, in the end, friendship is just, I don't know. You just have to, there's no, as I said, there's no general formula. It just happens and then it doesn't happen. It's like, it's a fine line. Someone can be your very best friend today, and then tomorrow, different story. It's just
wow, that is so nice. Thank you so much, Emeka. From the depth of my heart, I'm really grateful. Wow. Well, to all our listeners, I'm sure that you learned a lot, and I'm sure that you have added some wisdom to your head, immediately about friendships and relationships. And honestly, me personally, I've learned a lot, and I just hope to apply these rules when the time comes, because it's one thing to know and it's another thing to do. Yeah. So thank you so much, Emeka. Thank you so much for coming to Conversations with Steven. I am really, really grateful. Thank you so much. Well, if you are still listening till this point, thank you so much. I appreciate you from the depth of my heart, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast, especially this episode about friendships. And if you were blessed, like if you learned something, feel free to write a comment if you are listening on YouTube or any other streaming sites. And if you have a question or a suggestion, maybe you have a question concerning this topic, and maybe you want us to talk more about it, or you have a suggestion on how to make this podcast better, or you have a topic you feel we should talk about, then you can send an email to cwsteven20@gmail.com. cwsteven, let me spell this Steven out for you. cwstepen20@gmail.com. cwstepen20@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening to this point. And Emeka, thank you so much for coming to Conversations with Steven. I'm really grateful.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah.